Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story? Yes, hidden identity. I am a woman that is currently staying here in South Africa, and this, when it happened, I was still 23 years old, but the South African girls that I was with on that night, when we were taken by this other Nigerian guy, after this Nigerian guy gave us our money, after a couple of days, that was when they said that they did not want to be prostitutes anymore. They just wanted to look for jobs somewhere else, and from that day until this very day, we are still friends, but they are no longer prostitutes. As for me, I'm still a prostitute because it is in my blood. And this is what my aunties used to do. My aunties, who were my father's sisters, they were also prostitutes as well. So it is in our bloodline for women to become prostitutes. So even though this is what the Nigerian guy did to us, but I still cannot stop myself from prostituting myself. Even if I date a man that has money, I'll end up cheating on that guy. And these men that I date, it is not because they want to date me, but they date me because of the charms that I have in my blood, because there is a covenant that our grandmother, who gave birth to my father as well as my father's sisters, she was a traditional healer. She made a covenant with the devil, and she said that she wanted all of her daughters to date men that were really wealthy. So then that was when my auntie also decided that the same covenant, it should follow all the girls that are born into our bloodline. So in our entire bloodline, all of us, we just work in the restaurants, in the hotels. It does not matter if you are a man or if you are a woman. This is what we do in the family. So we work in the restaurants as well as the hotels, because as part of the covenant, in order for us to get men that are really wealthy, we have to find these men in the hotels, in the restaurants. So this has been happening in our family for a very long time. So in order for your listeners, Brother Nashi, to understand my story, I'm going to give you a backstory as to how it all started. When I was still very young, I was a prostitute already, and I am proud of being a prostitute, and I hope that people are not going to be judgmental, because we are different. We all live our lives very differently. Even though I have come here to give other women a warning to be afraid and not to trust any man that you meet up at a club that will buy alcohol for you, because you do not know what is that man all about. So when I was back in Zim, I was such a prostitute that even people would feel embarrassed from me, but I was not even ashamed of myself. I was proud of the things that I used to do. So then I would go to this other shopping center. I don't know if you know it. In Waterfalls, there is this big shopping center that is called Zindoga. That is where we used to travel to, and we would be prostituting ourselves. So then that was when my auntie called me to her house. My auntie was a big businesswoman. Even though she was a prostitute, she used to date ministers and other politicians, and those were the men that gave her money in order for her to start the several businesses that she owned. So then that was when my auntie said that she wanted me to have more powers, and she wanted to give me more charms. She took a razor blade and then she cut me, and then she put the charms, and she said that these charms, they are going to be in your blood. Any man that you set your eyes upon, that man is going to become yours. That was when she said to me, you are supposed to return back to my place, and the rules of that covenant is that I am not supposed to go for many days without sleeping with a man. In order for me to keep these charms in my system, I have to continuously sleep with men, even some of the men that I do not even love. So then that was when this other guy, who used to be a taxi driver. So as for this guy, he loved prostitutes, and he was one amongst my many clients in Chitungwiza. He suddenly passed away. Then my auntie said that I can see that in the spiritual realm there is a man that has been following you, and this man, he used to be your client. We need to go to his grave so that we can tell him that he is supposed to stop following you because he was never married to you. Then that was when I spoke with one of my friends who brought me to South Africa, so I was unable to go to that man's grave. When I came to South Africa, I became friends with other South African women who were prostitutes, but I was working at a certain restaurant. At night, we would go into the streets, into different clubs, prostituting ourselves. It then happened that one day, we were at this other club. We were waiting for a blesser. We were kind of like empty. Then this Nigerian guy came to our table and started buying alcohol out after alcohol for us. He then put some money on the table and he said that he wanted us to have an orgy with him. We then went to his place. He was someone that was really rich. When we arrived at his place, that was when he said, "Ladies, I want you to go upstairs. There is some business that I need to finish." We went upstairs, and then that was when we saw him transforming. He became this creature and he had big horns on top of his head. And then he said, "I want you to sleep with my father." So on the bed, there was an old Nigerian man who was lying there. He was someone that had died a very long time ago. This blesser told us that he had killed his father in a ritual a very long time ago, and he was using his father in money-making rituals. So he forces women that he brings from the clubs, and he takes them to his place, and then he would force them to sleep with the dead body of his father. And he made us to do this because we were scared to refuse. And this old man, the dead man, woke up from the bed and slept with us 4 hours strong without giving us rest. We were locked up in that mansion for many days, and that dead man would sleep with us day and night until we were all tired. We were unable to do anything. If you would try to run away, by the time that you will touch the door, you will just collapse to the ground and you will faint. And then that was when the girls that I was working with said that they could not do it anymore, and they did not want to become prostitutes anymore soon after that. But as for me, I am unable to stop being a prostitute, even if there are men who says that they want to marry me, but I can't get married because of these charms, the covenant that my grandmother did with the devil. It has been following our bloodline for the longest time. This is my own confession. I just want to give a warning to other women out there to be careful, because you do not know the guy that you'll be with at the club. You do not know where he gets his money from. When you post, please tell me. I'll be following in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister right there. She's saying that as for her entire generation, they are beyond redemption because a grandmother made a deal with the devil. But I hope that one day you're going to come to Christ so that he can save you. Let us try to speak with our sister in the comment section. Then the other message that I have for you, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a Zimbabwean man. I am an honest man who has never stolen from anyone. I have been staying here in South Africa for the past 10 years. And right now what I am doing, I don't know if I can still say that I am an honest man. I do go to church like Brother Nashi. Right now it is on a Friday, and I know that on Sunday I am supposed to go to church, but I don't feel good anymore. I now drive a brand new Ford Ranger that was bought for me by this other Zimbabwean man. So this man told me that he benefited quite a lot when Mugabe was still the president, but because he got some tenders and he was working alongside with one of this other guy who was very close to him in business wise, but the guy is a South African as well. So he had some shares in some trucks that are called Sabot. That is where he was getting his money. So this guy is ultra rich. Even when I met up with this guy, I could not even believe myself that God had made me to meet up with such a rich man. But the problem is that this man, even though he is a Christian, all that he does, him and his wife, they move from one church to another. They can come to your church maybe for only one Sunday. Then after the next Sunday, then they'll stop coming to church altogether. And if they come to your church in about a month, those 4 Sundays that they would have come to your church, they would have donated a lot of money. So he told me that it is his mission to donate to different churches, and they are supposed to corrupt these churches, because the money that he donates to this church, the money, it is straight from the devil. This man is a devil worshipper. And now I am working for him, and I feel so bad about the things that I am doing. And I need advice from your listeners. And I want people to understand my situation as a foreigner who is staying in a foreign country, who is trying to hustle. Is this my time to make as much money as I can and move out of Africa? Because come to think about it, even if I say I want to return back to Zim, to return back to what? To what really? I do not have anything. I am an orphan. And even if I say I want to go back home, where am I going to start? Even if I say that I do not want to do what this man has told me to do, what am I going to do? Because I don't even have a work permit here in South Africa. I'm just a hustler, and I am surviving as an Uber driver. I am working for someone else who also has a profile on Uber, and things are very difficult because each and every week the person wants me to cash in a lot of money because the car belongs to him. So my wife told me that this is our own opportunity. God has remembered us. My wife keeps on telling me that why am I even feeling bad for the women that do an Uber and I go and I pick them up, because I am not related to them and I will never meet them again. The possibilities are quite high that I will never meet them and I will never know what will happen to them. So I was given a red towel by this Zimbabwean man, and he said that each and every time when you have someone that would have requested a ride, either it is Bolt or Uber, when you go to pick up that person, if it is a woman, I am supposed to take that towel. When I take that towel, then as I will be driving, I am supposed to wipe my face as if I am feeling hot. I keep on wiping myself using that towel. So when I am doing that, I really do not know how this man, the Zimbabwean guy, will benefit from what I'll be doing. So this is what he told me. He said, in order for me to keep on getting money from him, this has to happen. I have to wipe my face using that red towel that he gave me whenever in my car I have a woman, and these women, I think that he uses them for rituals. This is how I met this guy. The guy came to our church. So the problem with our church is that they value money over everything. Any person that has money, they think that it means that God has blessed you. So the man came with his wife and they gave their life to Christ. And within a very short period of time, he was giving a lot of money to our church. We were so happy because we were trying to raise some money to finish up the building of our church. And then he gave money, he hired a construction company, and our church was finished within a very short period of time. One day he told me that there were things that he wanted in downtown, and I went and I bought for them. You know, wealthy people, they do not want to go downtown. I went to his house in the estates, a very big mansion. He sat with me down. That was when he told his wife to go and collect the box. The wife went upstairs. When she came back, I wanted to run away because she came back holding a small coffin that is big enough that a newborn baby can be buried inside of that small coffin. And she placed that coffin on the floor, and then the husband stood up, and I saw that in the coffin there is a black blanket, and from underneath the black blanket he pulled out a red towel that he gave to me. This is the towel that I have been using, and he bought for me a brand new car that I have been using. So I just need advice from you listeners. As for this car, it is not in my name because I don't have papers, so I am unable to register this car here in South Africa. So he said that if I use this car maybe for about a year, then he is going to make it look like it is a donation so that I can be able to take it with me to Zim as a car that is donated to me. It is still a brand new car, and my wife is excited about the life that we are living, the possibilities of what might happen in the future. And I hope that maybe if people tell me to continue doing this, if I continue doing this, then my future is secure. Please post my story. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section.